Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome back to another episode of our glorious Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Let's Play. Yet another glorious day lies ahead of our glorious nation as we continue to make progress across the board, as we continue to take leaps and bounds into the future. Folks, there's a lot to do. I will not bore you with a prolonged introduction. Just want to mention, as always, if you've been enjoying this series, if you would like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a very, very big difference in how I approach content on the channel, what I do, what I don't do. Y'all know the drill by now. Let's just take a quick moment, though, to take it all in for a second. I really quite like the colors in this shot over here. I'm not even, like, exaggerating. And again, I don't think of this as a waste of time. I think this is actually really good use of our time, just to appreciate the beauty of this game when it does stand out. There is something about the shine of these little hills over here. The way they shine in that golden color, contrasting against the green. You can see our cooling towers over here, this bright beacon of the future. Off in the distance, you can see the old city. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I wish I could adjust the field of view over here without zooming in. This is something special. Sometimes this game looks absolutely gorgeous, and this is one of those times, folks. Absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, with all that said and done with the gushing and celebration of the last 200 episodes out of the way, let's get this party started, shall we? There is a lot to do, and the first thing I want to mention actually is something I think I forgot to mention last time, and I apologize if I did, and I apologize as well if I'm actually repeating myself, but there was recently an update put out by the developers with regards to what they're working on right now, apart from, well, I guess they're relatively hush-hush about some stuff, but they are working on a couple of things that they're willing to share. One of those things is how vehicles interact with buildings. I guess some feedback they've been receiving a fair bit of is that buildings sometimes, rather I should say vehicles that use buildings will sometimes not use them all that efficiently or arguably realistically either. You know, they'll wait for a vehicle to leave, or they'll wait for a vehicle to arrive before another one leaves, or they're only going to move one at a time, or stuff like that. And so they're trying to better tackle vehicle movement within the buildings themselves, within the spaces of the building. So we're going to be seeing some improvements on those fronts. I think the examples they give were with regards to, I think it was with regards to hospitals, but I might be mistaken. But nonetheless, we'll see some improvements there. But the big, I think at least, thing they were talking about with this latest blog post was police stations. Again, they didn't reveal too much, but they did show a couple of the buildings, and they just mentioned that they're working, full steam ahead, or full force ahead, I suppose you could say, on the mechanics of law keeping, I suppose, of law enforcement. So that's going to be exciting whenever that actually gets implemented. We'll be diving into it, of course, and checking it out and seeing how it impacts gameplay and how crime and stuff comes into play with Workers and Resources. Man, honestly, we paused the previous session at like the most perfect of time as far as lighting conditions are concerned. This is gorgeous, and the clouds are looking great. The nation is looking fantastic. Sorry, I keep getting distracted now, but this is just like, this is beautiful. Oh my god, this is beautiful. Okay, sorry. But yeah, so apart from that, from the devs, there's something else I wanted to touch on. We have an absolutely amazing set of mods that were put together in the, well, they were put together by somebody who is in the Discord, and it was shared in the Discord. If you want to see that list, you can join the Discord. Link is in the description down below. Link to our Discord, that is. And you can find the mods in the Workers and Resources channel. So big thanks to, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Tigravika here for compiling a massive list of, I think I should be able to license or see them listed over here, a massive list of all manner of vehicles, particularly vehicles from a more modern era. I think if I go ahead and look at buses specifically, I think we'll be able to see them over here. You can see the Volga bus, for example. The Karosa as well, I think, is one of the modded buses. We have a bunch of new options, not just for buses, of course, but also other things as well. I mean, we've got, what was it? I'm trying to figure out exactly where some of these things would fit in as far as their categorization. But we have cargo cars. No, not cargo cars. Oh, I didn't even realize you could manufacture these. I'm trying to figure out where this would fit. Not forklift. Open hull, perhaps? There are vehicles now for moving storage containers around that actually look like they would move storage containers around. We've got all these KAMAZ vehicles. These are very interesting looking trucks and stuff. Again, more modern equipment is now available to us thanks to this absolutely massive mod list from Tigrovica. Again, please feel free to correct my horrible butchery of that if I am butchering it. Tigrovica, perhaps? Please correct me if I'm wrong, but thank you very much. This is a huge mod list, and I actually was ready for it as of episode 200. I wanted to dive into it as of episode 201, and so here we are today taking a look at some of our new options. I believe we also have personal cars, newer personal cars that we can start producing. We've got the Chevy down over here, the Chevrolet Niva. We have as well the Gazelle Next. These are just our ruble-based options. We have our dollar-based options as well if we want to produce some Western cars. Oh my, there's a brand name I haven't seen in a long time. I spent a lot of my time in various parts of Europe, and you don't really get, I think I'm going to say this wrong, Scotia? You don't really get them here in Canada. So it's just a bit of nostalgia hit there. Peugeot. Ooh, Mazda 6s. Oh, don't mind if I do. Oh, hello. Okay. Yo. I like this. Let's maybe get some Mazdas going and some Mitsubishis. Yo, I like this. There's some really cool options over here. Again, I took a look at some of the options, of course, but then I wanted to discover some together. I feel like there's a certain bit of fun to be had with that. This is what I was looking for. This is a very interesting vehicle. So it goes under open hull, but it's a storage container moving vehicle. There's some really cool options with these mods. So check them out. Again, link is in the Discord, and link to the Discord is in the description down below. Okay, let's go ahead, and we're producing buses right now. What we need to think about is quite a few things, actually. There are some excellent comments with regards to the state of the nation that we really need to tackle. What to begin with? Well, let's begin with a look at the state of the nation. Population statistics looking pretty good overall. If we take a look at this year as a whole, it is October, so we're going to get a decent picture of the year. Population's been rising steadily. Unfortunately, unemployment, that sort of average, has been creeping higher and higher over time as well. Now, largely, I think it's because of the situation we have down over here with this train station, and not just this train station, but rather I should say this junction, where from time to time we'll see the trains kind of make their way down and get stuck over here, and so people don't actually get dropped off at the station over here. So I'm not sure. These guys actually not leaving the... This guy's headed back right now already with 379 workers still on the train. Kind of curious as to what's going on. We still have a lot of room for workers down over there, room for workers over here. We have room for workers for sure. I'm curious about what's going on over here, but we need to figure out this junction over here. We need to figure out this junction over here as well. We still get trouble over here from time to time. I'm going to try and figure these guys out, and that, I think, will help with our unemployment situation. We also, I think, are getting some unemployment from up over here, not Partiat, but Smolenets over here. We have these houses that have people living in them now, but unfortunately, they're not able to, take the bus over to work or anything just quite yet. And yes, it was pointed out to me a long time ago that I needed a gas station over here, and I could have sworn I built one at the time in response to that comment, but I guess I hadn't. I could have sworn I had, but it must have slipped my mind, and so we have one now over here, which we will need to provide fuel to. Let's go ahead and just auto-purchase for now, just a little bit. But we'll need to bring fuel over here to make sure that the buses over here keep operational and these guys are able to actually go to work over here. And that leads us to the next big problem, which you won't see listed over here, but it is a big problem, and that is the supply of power. We get brownouts almost constantly and consistently. So we really need to start supplying more power. We need to really improve our grid as well. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually produce enough power. Our distribution of it is just kind of poor. So we might want to, consider improving that, and also taking a look at yes, employment options elsewhere. Now, hopefully, again, these buildings up over here will provide a fair bit of employment opportunities. I mean, this is also quite the site. I really quite like how this has worked out. The minister's offices up on high over here, looking down upon the city. Off to the distance over there, you can see the old city, and all the way off to the distance over there as well, you can see the upcoming source of power, the future of power in one shot over here, folks. The future of power in this nation. But yes. All those fancy words aside, let's actually start getting workers up over here. We do have a couple of cars coming up. We can upgrade the roads over here right off the bat. Get you and you done. Let's go ahead and we should probably hook all these guys up, right? I'm like, why not? It was actually brought up as well, and I'm glad to see that I hadn't misjudge this, and people are on the same page as myself on this. But yeah, a lot of these like smaller kind of projects of building roads and stuff, it's cool to auto build these. Bigger projects, more major projects, more integral projects, and more interesting projects should be done by the workers and resources of the land, of the nation. But some of these, you know, simpler things, I think we can absolutely pay for and hurry through. We don't need our people suffering because of some hubris, right? That's not how a leader would lead. With that done, I think we're good to unpause. Get this construction done over here. We'll need some buses to help ferry people over. Again, people are able to drive over, which is excellent, but we want to make sure that we're also what's the word I'm looking for? Busing people over, right? I'm not sure how bad unemployment is across the nation. Let's take a quick look at this angle. No, this one. Worker was unemployed yesterday. Still not a lot of unemployment at Brixtonia. A little bit here and there. It's not the worst. 22 down over here. I just wonder how we can maybe improve these circumstances. I was really hoping that these guys having access to cars would allow them to drive over, you know, to various job sites down over here, or over to, you know, over to even further along, daisy chaining parking lots and all that. But I don't know if that's worked out quite so perfectly. We could reduce the education level, actually, to prefer university education, because at Brixtonia we don't have that much university education, so maybe we should open that up a little bit over here. And what's the deal over here? Prefer university education as well. Let's see what that does for the employment level at Brixtonia. But apart from that, I want to make sure people are being brought from over here over to here. Right, we've got the bus stop back over here that we're going to use, so let's go ahead and take a look at. I suppose we pick them up over here, right? Quite a few workers waiting to be picked up. Yep, let's go ahead and get some more buses working this line. Where are we? We have so many cars up over here. We're finally starting to export them again, so at least that'll happen. Now, let's actually swap your blueprints out. Let's select blueprint to manufacture. Hang on, let's actually purchase a license first. Let's go ahead and get ourselves producing the Western vehicles here. Western, air quotes. Get the Mazda 6 in production, I think. 2007. Oh, you know what? We're a little too early. I'm going to try and stay realistic, I suppose. Go with a Skullja, I suppose. Yeah, sure. Let's go with the... I'm going to be spoiled by choices here. Let's go with the Octavia. We're a few months away from being able to get the Mazda 6. Go with the Octavia here. Not that expensive. Go ahead and select the blueprint. Personal car. Get you going. A couple blue ones. Oh, actually, can we get... we can. Get them in red. And I'll want to also eventually take a look at newer buses and things like that. Like these are... We are running some really old buses. Like, has the time come to replace our old buses? What do y'all think? I mean, maybe, right? Maybe. It's so weird to think about, but might not be an unreasonable thing to do. For now, though, we have quite a few buses on backlog, I guess. Let's go ahead and get you starting over there. Loading only the workers. Okay, these guys will load only the workers. We'll get some school buses out here as well. Where is... There we go. Up over here. Get out all of the workers of all types. Yes, that's good. Go ahead and start you. View line detail. What should we name this? We should name this the actually, we need a new name for Krasna over here. This remains with its old name, so if we have a new name idea for Krasna, feel free to leave that in the comments down below, and we'll get that swapped in next session. But let's call this the Ministers... Interesting, when you press I, you get some info there. So Ministers Shuttle Bus. How about that? Ministers Shuttle Bus. Got that. Let's go ahead and set line. Go ahead and find the Minister's Shuttle Bus over there. Start you off. Let's go ahead and set line for you as well. The Minister's Shuttle Bus. Go ahead and start you off. Cool. Bring the camera all the way back to here. Because what I want to do next is get you in yellow, because again, it's a... Wow. Yellow is more like a school bus, like high school and stuff, right? Like secondary and elementary school. Maybe we go orange for university students. A brownish orange. Yeah, sure. Well, let's try that for now. Let's try that for now. These guys are going to... Sorry, my bad. I need to actually select at least, I think, 2 buses. Makes sense. Maybe even 3. Let's start with 2. Make sure you're the right color. Oh, there we go. Let's go ahead and you will start... Where are we? To Karasna over here, you will pick up students with basic education. Yeah, and you will drop them off over here. Unload students of all kinds, it doesn't matter, that should be fine. And set line, no, sorry, I mean view line detail, rename this. Minister's internship. What's it called? Shuttle, there you go. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. Go ahead and launch you. And let's go ahead and set a line for you. It'll be the minister's... Guess I should close that maybe. Why wouldn't it show up over here? Oh, because I haven't saved this. That's why. My bad. Yeah, minister's internship shuttle. There you go. Cool. And launch you as well. That should do the trick. Quite a few people working up over here. Over here we have a decent number of workers coming through already. Quite a few people are able to walk to work. 212 workers without jobs. How? Plenty of room for plenty of you. Hopefully this will help with unemployment. Now what's the deal down over here? Do we still have issues? We will eventually, inevitably. We should keep an eye out for them. And then down over here as well. Again, inevitably we will have issues. You've decided to go up over here. Why is that? Why is that? Alright, listen. Let's go ahead and turn you around. Oh, go. Just to clear this up and let the steel come through. And over here we have, what, fabric and plastics being moved in. Excellent. I mean, we need more plastic, I think, than just the 1.2 tons that we're bringing in right now. For sure. And also, actually, I want to highlight, if I go ahead over to here and take a look at buying new equipment here. If I take a look at the cargo wagon, I think we'll be able to see... I think a bunch of these are modded options for sure. We also have, yeah, some of these, I think some of these vehicle wagons are from the mod skin. It is a ridiculously massive mod list, so don't hesitate again to check it out, because there's some really cool options across the board, both for the dollars as well as rubles. Anyway, so that's that taken care of. That's this taken care of. What's the deal up over here? Let's go ahead and take a look at fuel distribution. Now this is going to be interesting, actually. If I go ahead and get you distributing fuel all the way up over here, I'm kind of curious what route it'll take. It's a long distance to go. Kind of curious what route. I'm assuming you're headed there to the Smolensk gas station, so why don't we go ahead and take a look at this ride over here. I know at times it can be a little, it takes us away from our objectives perhaps, and it slows us down a little bit, but I hope y'all don't mind, because I do want to see if we've created an optimal route with our, highways, our old bridges and stuff, still the superior options. Where are there gaps perhaps for our infrastructure that we might want to, or rather in our infrastructure that we might want to look at, and we might not look at it, today or even with our next session, but it's just something to note down for future implementation, for future integration, or however you want to phrase it, right? I just want to see where our gaps are, and plus, it's a request that's come up from time to time to spend some time at this level and just see the city from an angle that we don't often see it from. And it's just, to me, honestly, one of the coolest things about this game is this stuff, the minutia, the fact that it continues to 200 episodes in. It continues to blow my mind. Individual trucks are assigned to go to individual places to pick up individual, drops of fuel, so to speak, measured in tons, but still. And then they go to their individual destinations to drop off those individual drops of fuel, as it were. I find this level of detail and stuff Ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. As part of the reason why we've gone from a 10-episode miniseries to a 200-episode, mega series or whatever you want to call it. And it's just a shame that we don't get to spend more and more time with some of those nifty details. So I thought, why not, every once in a while. Every once in a while, just to get down over here and see what these guys do. And I'm particularly curious about how these vehicles are going to reach the new cities, and if we can't make it more efficient. And again, we're waiting for some of the housing to be completed up over there. Once it's been completed, we can see if our nuclear facilities can be brought up and running, and then we can take a look at power distribution and that kind of stuff as well, right? Because that is something that needs doing. Why is there a... This needs to be fixed. It is visually problematic. It's not really a technical issue, but visually it's kind of funky. But yeah, I'm hoping, we need to figure out our power situation. It's kind of funny always to me, dropping, countless, we go underground again? There we go, F3, the underground view. It just, always strange to me, putting down, countless, what are they called? The power boxes, or whatever you want to call them. The word escapes me right now. It seems a little funny, and with all the overhead wires as well. So as we transition to using underground electrical connections, obviously some of that will start looking a bit more realistic to my eye, and I'll be a little bit more comfortable with having tons and tons of overlapping electrical... The word outlet comes to mind. These aren't outlets, but you know what I mean. Junctions, boxes, junction boxes, whatever they're called. Man, this bridge though, one of the first shortcuts we built in this nation. It sees a lot of action. Oh my god. This driver just murdered a bunch of people. Moving up over here, the central road over here. A lot of cargo trucks over here. A lot of movement up over here. This is where those distribution centers are, right? Going past that. Where do we get... Taking a right turn over here. We're gonna go straight. We're gonna go straight down. I think we might be headed for the bridge by Zavodsk. That's my assumption over here. So we're gonna drive all the way down to Zavodsk. And see, that kind of tells you, wow, maybe we need a highway connection from Petrograd over to Zavodsk. That's a bit more convenient, right? But we do have the highway coming up over here, right? If we take the right turn over here, we should be able to get up to the highway. Will we do that? Will we perhaps do that? No, we're going to drive past, eh? I guess it's more convenient to go over this way across that horribly bumpy road. That's my biggest, I think, complaint about this game, is just that the terrain smoothing is just way too janky. Way too janky. Okay, now we're going past Brixtonia over here. Very well, very well. Past the fire station at Brixtonia, past this bus stop over here. Keep on keeping on. Right, turn over here. Okay, fair enough. Oh yeah, okay, there's the bridge over here that goes, or the tunnel over here. Okay, fair enough. It'll cut right through over to Zavodsk, and then we'll be taking that bridge over, I assume. Get the underground view again. The deeper underground view. There we go. It is neat that they finally got this implemented, that you can actually see how trucks and stuff move around underground. This is a long tunnel. That was a very long tunnel. Out we come. Excellent. This is a long truck ride. Literally, the sun has set in-game. It takes a long time for the sun to rise and set in this game. That is wild. Now we're going to go over these tracks over here. And again, this jankiness kills me, right? Through these electrical wires, lines. Over the grassy road over here. And then, yeah, we're going to be heading to that bridge. A little slow at night, I think. Oh, yeah, because we have no streetlights over here. Oh, but look at the airport, though. Wow. That's a nice sight. We should perhaps upgrade these roads. Look at how much slower it goes. Yeah, so we're going to go up this way. And then down this path all the way over there. Wow. You know, so what surprises me is that we didn't actually... Huh, okay. I would have expected this highway to be used to get down to Zavotsk, and it wasn't. And that's a surprise to me, that truck did not actually come up over here to cut this distance down, go all the way here. I guess that's why, right? Because this is not shorter? Really? Wow, I have a bit of a hard time believing that it's faster to go all the way down through this tunnel. I guess it depends on how long it takes them to round this bend over here. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Look at that, that's ridiculously slow. Alright. It's time to... I guess we could auto-build. Upgrade that, let's go. That's ridiculously slow. I was able to have that entire, like, interaction, conversation, or whatever you want to call it. And we only just got to the bridge. And the sun's up. I think we've seen all we need to see over here. We've had the second half of this journey. With other vehicles. It still feels like it's going pretty slow. I guess bridges you don't want to go over too quickly. I guess there's a different speed limit on bridges, right? Alright, definitely some room for improvement over here. That travel distance needs to be cut down somehow. I'm trying to figure out how we can get the highway from Petrograd up to, well, just across the river, really, in general. Right? Because I'm sure all those trucks... Again, at the end of the day, we have such a surplus that it doesn't end up mattering, because, like, all these places are filled up. But there's something to be said about efficiency and running an efficient nation, right? It's if this had been significantly faster, right? I think it'd just be pleasant overall. It'd just be, like, nice to be like, hey, look, we did that. We made it so that fuel takes, you know, less than 2 days to reach its destination all the way up over here. But geez, we're still driving. We're still driving. We're only at the nuclear facilities over here. Good thing we're paying for fuel right now, because otherwise these buses, well, not these buses, but buses over there wouldn't be running. We gotta upgrade these roads as well. It's finally time to. All this for how much fuel? 16 tons of fuel. That's wild. Go ahead and get these roads built up. Guys upgraded. Hook you up over here. You up as well. Again, as we saw last time as well, right? The buses, on their way back at least, tend to use these roads. Upgrade you. Let's go. Don't need streetlights over here, I don't think. Hook you up. There we go. I keep forgetting I can batch upgrade now. Is this seriously? Of course I missed a spot. There we go. Done. And we've also got these buses now headed up over here, right? Just to take advantage of what I thought was going to be a shortcut, but I guess we'll find out. And now, only now do you make it over here. Wow. That, when do we start this trip? Sometime in October? So in-game, it's many, many days before that truck even arrives over here. The building is without power supply. Excellent. I thought we reached you from up over here. We do. You're just not very effective, I suppose. When the wind picks up, though, effective enough, because those buses are moving at least, so effective enough. Looks like these buildings got completed, so there's that silver lining, right? Lots of people living over here now. Excellent, excellent. This glorious statue has also been completed. Beautiful. That actually worked out nicely. All right, what are we looking at over here? Babies at the kindergarten. Excellent. We have the small shopping center over here. We need to get electronics up over here. The fire station has the one fire truck. And we have the warehouse over here. These things need to be built still. Nothing's been assigned to them. Guys, coming up over here. Let's go. These guys coming up over here. Come on now. All this up and running soon, right? Hopefully. We're still delivering food and stuff directly to the shopping center, but eventually I'd like to get it up to this warehouse instead, and we'll have the other shopping center that we haven't built yet, that we don't need to build yet, but we'll have that done soon as well. Why don't we go ahead and take a look actually at our construction office's assignment tool and go ahead and assign well, these guys, I think. Yeah, let's get these guys all done. There's no reason to wait anymore. Get you done over here as well. And sure, these guys too. Full speed ahead now. We're going to try and get this stuff up and running. Time to try and get this stuff up and running. No power supply down over here yet. There's our catch-22, as it were. Oh, and look at that. You're out of fuel. Our fuel stations in range have issues. Okay, so that lack of power over here is a problem. I do wonder... Okay, well, I guess let's try this, right? Another big wind power plant over here. How much power are you generating? Decent bit. Okay. And get this one down over here as well. We'll eventually break them down. Eventually. These are temporary constructs while we wait to get our nuclear facilities up and running, right? Gotta make sure we're generating enough power across the board here. Good, we're good. These things are being built. These things are all being built. Operating without issues. Yeah, looking good, looking good. Again, that's kind of like the catch of using the wind power generation is it's a little inconsistent. Again, the plan here is keep things running for now, using these wind power plants, and then once we have all this up and running, we'll be able to switch on over to nuclear. Go ahead on that note and get some big wind power plants established over here as well. We'll put you down over here. I mean, we might not even want to destroy these, right? They might be a good symbol of our adoption of clean energy. Down over here, right along the river. Take a riverboat ride. Pop you down somewhere over here. I'm sure we'll be able to. This has got to be good height for wind, right? It's got to be. Go pop you down. We're auto building anyway, so that's fine. Get you done. And over here, let's go ahead and get you done as well. See what that does for us. See, these guys need power. No workers coming here just quite yet, even though they're able to. Even though they're able to. How many workers down over here? 17 workers waiting over here. How does that make any sense? People are able to reach. I think a lot of people are coming to work up over here and over here and over, like here and stuff instead, it looks like. Need an ambulance. Might need a couple ambulances, actually. Down over here, what are we looking at? No clogging. No clogging, not just quite yet, at least. Up over here. Got our first couple of Skojas built. Excellent. Oh, we have quite a few, actually. Let's go ahead and select a new blueprint for a moment here. I wish you could determine where these guys get delivered. You know, I wish they didn't all have to end up in, you know, in the same spot, and then all of a sudden you got them slipping away from you. The Gazelle next from 2013. Now that's the future. The Chevrolet Niva, I think, is the most reasonable of choices. Let's see, what's the difference between the Niva and the Gaz 32214? 1 passenger, 4 passengers. Well then. It's faster as well. 4 passengers, it's faster. Better engine power. Yeah, I mean, it was made in 2002 versus 96, right? So why don't we go ahead and... Ooh, different colors. Stick with the white. The Chevrolet Niva. Let's go ahead and purchase that. Let's go ahead and produce some of those. Yeah, let's do it. Got a couple ambulances in the hospital across the river up over here. Again, it'll take some time to get here, but that's all the more reason to hurry along now. How are we doing over here? No passengers as you continue up. I mean, again, what I could probably do is I could force these guys to come down over here, right? Go ahead and upgrade some of these roads, though. Upgrade these footpaths as well. I can't do that. Get all this hooked up. These choppers flying around. guys all hooked up. There we go. Done here. Oh, come on now. Come on now. There we go. Didn't pay for all that. And that auto build on for the next couple of batches. I'm gonna get this hooked up. Get these like central pieces hooked up because why not, right? They've got people are literally living here. It's a shame for them not to have proper roads. Hooked up over here again. Don't slow down. This all the way up to here, I think. Oh god, that noise must be getting extremely frustrating. I apologize. All this hooked up over here as well. There we go. Yeah. A bit of construction going on in the space. A bit of living going on in the space as well. And I'm really hoping more workers come down over here. And again, I could scoop people up and drop them off over here. It's tempting, isn't it? It is tempting, but I wonder if I shouldn't let the whole graduation process kind of take over. What's the deal over here, meanwhile? We have 135 workers being brought up over here. There's room for quite a few buildings without power supply. Okay. Alright, here we go. Time to finally, I think, experiment with the underground connections. And see what they do for us. Go underground. How do I want to... Oh, this is the underground wiring, so we got our substation set up. Where? Up over here, makes sense. Right at the end of the road, we've got everything connected, it looks like. We'll need more than just the one, I imagine. Almost certainly. Pop you down over here. Right. Go ahead and pay for you. Let's do this. Let's do this. If I go ahead and pull you... How would we do this? You have this going up over here and up over here. Already got the one there. I wonder if I should pull... Trying to figure this out. Because I want to distribute more power in this area as well, right? Before we get all the way up over here. So if I want to do that, then I should establish more substations in this area as well. Get like another one down over here. Oh, why did it have to? Why did the sun have to set on me? A lot harder to put down electrical substations, I think, once the lights down. Well, once the lights down, once the sun's down. Where are we suffering over here? The university over here. Use some more power. If we don't try and establish another substation somewhere down over here, perhaps. Where are we? Power substation. Down over here. Okay. How would we play this? I guess that's the thing, to split it, we still need another one of these kinds of junctions or what have you, switches, right? I kind of like put one down, let's say, over here. Cancel this wire. I'm just trying to play around over here. Cancel this wire. Go ahead and hook you up like that. Hook you up like that. Hook you up like this. Is it the cleanest? No, but this didn't require any flattening, I guess, was my only selling point here. No. Not a very good selling point. We thought that through. Get rid of you. Come on. Ideally, I think I would have paused before I did all this, but okay, it's not the end of the world. Alright, so hook you up like that, hook you up like this. Oh great, that's the roundest I'll get, so do that instead. Alright, cool, there we go, perfect, so to speak. Do that, build all this. Go ahead and pay for you. Go ahead and pay for you as well. Good stuff. Where else, where else? Where else do we want some substations? Perhaps another one down over here somewhere? Right next to the fire station. Not a terrible idea to have redundancy there. We need some more fire trucks over here, actually. Why don't we go ahead down over here. Operating without issue. Excellent. We have one bus built. Collect. Buy a new fire truck, perhaps. Tempted to get the FAP. 96. Makes sense. Go for it. Go ahead and reduce. Oh yeah, they're so much faster and everything as well. Let's switch to these guys. Get a couple of them out. It's close. This manufacturing center is closer, so I'm thinking we'll build the fire trucks there. But we do have the ambulance stacking up over here, I imagine, right? Got a few of them. Please flip back to the bar. Thank you. Go ahead and get a couple of these guys moving over. Let's go. Where are we? Over to here. Over to here. Alright, cool. Bring you over. And you. And you. And you. There we go. That should help service these guys. We have one fire truck up over here. We'll get some more coming up right away. Some more modern equipment, I suppose. And beyond that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at the power situation. Right, so go ahead and fund you. Go ahead and fund you as well. Back underground to deal with this. So, if I want to, will you like that? Again, just keeps things cleaner on the surface, but it brings less power. So just what I need to think about. Bring you over, right? Gotta bring you even further over. Just wonder if I want another box, another substation over here, perhaps. Supplement this one. Because I think this one's being overdrawn, right? Yeah, it is. Ever so slightly, but why leave that be when I'm already working on something here? Pop you down over here, let's say. Over here I could come up this way, kind of, sort of. Cancel you a bit. Trying to figure out where I want to put down the switch. Here's what I'm thinking. Alright, why don't we do this? Why don't we cancel these wires? Put the switch down over here. I want to see if this works. Pop this down over here. And then go ahead and get this guy underground. Further up, over to here. Alright. This guy will hook up to this guy. This guy comes all the way down to here. Hooks up over here. And then you'll continue. Oh yeah, see, the overlap is maybe problematic. Maybe. About to find out, I guess. Oh no, okay, that's not too bad. Alright, I don't mind that. That looks okay. And so you can then come up over this way. We'll want to split you up again, right? Because we have... Let's see, we'll do... Flatten this a bit, I suppose. Auto build all this, that's fine. Yeah, flatten that a bit. Pop you down over here. Just trying to figure this out still. And how exactly we can use this stuff most effectively. Hook you up over here. You're not gonna hook up? Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead and cancel a little bit. Gotta track it back. Hook you up there. Pull you over, I suppose. So you're gonna go straight across. There's gonna be a lot of like demolishing and rebuilding of these underground power lines for sure. As I kind of sort out the need of power, where it's needed and how it's needed, and how we want to kind of split the lines and stuff, especially. That's the biggest question, I guess, for me, is like, I realize that I'll need to do more of that, but it's like, okay, well, how often, how much is too much, and all that kind of stuff. But that's looking reasonable to me. I mean, I think so, at least, right? We get power being drawn from over here, coming all the way up to here. It gets split up again. I mean, who knows? Who knows if this will actually work? Let's go ahead and fund all this construction. In theory, we should be okay. Yeah, you're looking good. You need to be built up. Well, let's see. Right now, 77%. If I can get this thing built up. Also, I guess once we have everything up and running, it'll change. Like, well, sorry, not when everything up and running. When it's nighttime, it might change. But yeah, you see, you'll still get these guys above. Now, don't you get underground junction boxes? Why is junction box coming to mind repeatedly? You get them underground, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and get some cars up over here as well. We have well, first of all, oh no, drop those fire trucks, damn it! I knew it would get past me. I knew it would slip past me. That's okay. That's okay. I haven't had a blockage there in a while. Have not had a blockage here in a while either, it seems like. Yeah, we're just dropping off crops. Okay, good, good, good. Very good, very good. Thought you just finished with the fire truck. Just my fire truck. Wonder if I should just tell the train to stop doing pickups. Okay, how about, in the meanwhile, up over here. I can't do this, can I? I don't think this works. Oh, does it? Oh, no way. Okay. Didn't realize you could do that. Get some of these newer cars out on the street. Just gotta find this car dealer there. Nope, that's a fire station. Down over here. Send you over. Send you over. Let's go. Yeah, I did not know you could do that. I feel like that's a new thing. Cool. Alright. Okay, okay. That seems reasonable. It seems like it'll actually work. We'll see. No cars to sell. Well, hopefully we'll sell some soon, and then we'll get these guys on the highways and stuff. But I mean, these guys, yeah, we're seeing some decent students up over here. Decent pickups, hopefully. Yeah, quite a few workers being picked up over here, being dropped off. Yeah. You know, we could probably add some more buses to this route, actually. Or we need better timings on them. Too many passengers waiting over here, clogging up the option for our workers. Passengers need their own way to get from place to place. Where are they trying to get to is the question. There's a shopping center down over here. They might be trying to get to, what, the stadium, I suppose? I should perhaps arrange something for the stadium and for this bus stop over here, maybe, right? Wouldn't be a terrible idea. Okay, why don't we try that? Wish I'd been color-coding my buses and stuff for a lot longer than I have been. For I imagine obvious reasons. Don't mind this red for our... Oops, of course I skipped past it. This full red for our like passenger buses. Gotta find them all at one point. Let's try this. Start small. We'll add more buses to this route as necessary. Where do we start? We start at the Koresna bus stop. You're going to load only passengers and tourists. Sure, passengers and tourists. Then you go ahead and you can't actually drop them off here because there's no road connection. Ah, okay, interesting. Bus stop up over here, but I don't think they can walk from up there. Oh, maybe. Maybe. We, or maybe not. Okay, fair enough. Can they walk from over here? I think so. Yeah. We'll go ahead and drop them off over here. Unload passengers and tourists. Let's go ahead and say, well, at 50% of them. And then unload the rest over here. Yeah. Get you started. Let's go ahead and give this a name. The for now, Krasna passenger line. Or rather, Krasna St. Elitesburg passenger line. There you go. That makes sense. I think. Hopefully that'll do something for us over here and just alleviate some of the pressure of passengers. I'm going to leave it unchecked for now until the bus actually comes over here, and then we'll recheck this to make sure it's actually working. Okay, we don't have any power up over here. Why is that? Ooh, what have I broken and where? There's something that needs building, I assume. It has not been built. Voltage. Okay, 0 volts, 0 volts. Line up over there. Missing coal, missing coal. How are we missing coal? What happened over here that has us missing coal of all things? I guess one thing led to another. And with no power in the area. What? What are the chances of not having coal? Go and get some coal there. Go and get some coal over here. There we go. Never in a million years would I have imagined we'd run out of coal over here. We have so much. Well, we had so much. What the hell happened? We gotta keep an eye on that. Maybe when the sun's back up we can actually take a look. But for now I just wanted to see. We still have some issues up over here. Especially at this hospital. That's unacceptable. I wonder if we could try and maybe draw some power from over here up to over here, right? We have the underground access and all that. So, okay, here. So, here. How would I go about doing this? Let's go ahead and pause for a second here. Over to infrastructure. We need another substation in the area, right? Not hooked up to the highway. Put you down. Somewhere over here where the infrastructure's not in our way. Sure. Pop you down there, alright. The switch would go where? Somewhere down over here, perhaps? If I go underground, these guys are all taken. Right? Do I want to split this off even further? Are we okay going down this? Are we underserving? Are we? It's all green, so that would imply everything's fine over here. So perhaps that means we would want to, yeah, build another switch over here. Or maybe another switch over here instead. Okay, let's try this. Let's build a switch over here. Fermentation. If it goes well. And then we would hook you up like that. Hook you up like that. Bring you all the way up, can we? Building in the way. What building in the way? Isn't that kind of the point that you're able to go underground? Isn't that the intent over here? What am I trying to get to? Up to here. Okay. A long way to go. I guess optimally you would have split this somewhere sooner. Why is this red now? Interesting. Okay. Should I double you back? Do I lose power over distance? Okay, let's see. Pull you up a little bit. I mean, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this dance we're dancing right now, and how I can better dance it, I suppose, is one way to put it. The infrastructure's in the way. What other infrastructure? Get a slight angle over here, but it gets us basically all the way through. Oh no, there we go. Okay, so now I can go straight up for some reason when I couldn't earlier. Okay. Gotta hook up over there, right? What if I go even further along? And then just go up over here. Okay, wonderful. Actually lets me go up this line over here. Excellent. And then I should be able to loop around. Like that. And like... Too sharp of a turn. You kidding me? Come on now. You came so close. And like... And know I'll never see it, so I should probably not care. There we go. Like that. Okay, cool. So from all the way down over here, we're hooking this up, right? That's the play there. So let's fund that construction. Let's go ahead and get this thing built as well. And then just kind of see what that does as far as power supply up over here. Voltage, wattage, voltage. Built. This thing is built as well. Power's coming through. Power up over here. We're all lit up over here. Is that trouble over there, or is that okay? Oh, that's draw, so that's fine. And yeah, looks like we solved it. Looks like we solved it. Down over here, did I still see a little bit of flashing going on over here? How do we counter that? Just more substations, I suppose. Applying more power in the area. Okay, fair enough. That's something I can very easily do. Go ahead and establish. I mean, again, this is what I assume is needed of us, of course. I mean, we can pull individual lines, or we can split existing lines, and I feel like this is one of those times where splitting existing lines makes the most sense. Substation over here? No, over here. Where we want one to go. If that's the case, then splitting over here. We could split over here again. Like that. Get a substation set up like this. Flatten that a bit. We get it set up like that. That connects everything that we need to connect. And then we get our underground wiring over here. We need to cancel all that. We can hook this up. I guess hook you up like that. It's kind of janky. Again, it's all underground, right? So hook you up like that. Hook you up like that. Oof. It's kind of really janky. But let's get her done. Get you done. And let's get you done. A couple of roads here and there that need to be built, but we'll let the people build them. And that should, in theory... Again, at night we'll find out the truth, but that should, in theory, bring all the power we need to these buildings down over here. And it's kind of funny to think about how we were looking at power at the beginning of this episode. Right off the bat, we were looking at power, and then, and in more ways than one, we took a look at power, both power above and power below, I suppose. But definitely became the theme of this episode, I suppose. And I'm glad it did. I'm glad we were looking at some of these things because, yeah, it's definitely stuff that needed investigating and tackling for a while, and I've just kind of like let it sit unattended for way too long. And firefighter is not up there, sorry, but up over here. At least the one, right, to cover the space. Looks like we have cars going out as well. Yeah, excellent. Cool, okay, awesome. Awesome. How are the highways looking? Are they seeing some more action? I mean, the buses are certainly... Well, that's interesting. Is this really the most efficient path for you? Or did you like need gas or something? What happened there? View line details. Yeah, he must have like needed gas or something, otherwise he wouldn't have come from up over there. This is definitely the better route. These guys are not seeing too much action outside of construction, I suppose. Which is fine too. I mean, I'll be completely honest. That is very helpful in just making sure people are getting around quickly. Fantastic. And up over here, still a good bit of progress to go up there. Turbines are hopefully getting some work done. Are we getting some work done over here? No workers. Alright, I think we're going to have to start assigning worker destinations and worker roles. We're not seeing any progress up over here. So folks, that's going to be, I think, the need of the hour in our next hour, which will be next time, because this is where we're calling it a session. On my birthday in 2006. I love when things line up like that. What do you know? I'm turning 16. Huh. wild to think about when I turned 16. That's just over half my life ago. But yeah, this session's gone pretty well. I think I would say we've made some good progress up over here. Still some work to do, but there was a lot of work with those electrical lines and stuff, and just making sure everything's got its power supply. I do think we also did all right for unemployment. We did manage to bring it down to a bit more reasonable numbers. I think there's still, of course, some work to be done, though. This is something I find interesting, is that these guys are not all getting off over here, and why is that? There's still room for workers across all of these spaces. I mean, I guess these guys are being dropped off, so maybe we are actually topped up, and I got to figure out where to send some of these workers. I got to establish more industry down over here, maybe aluminium, airplane, manufacturing far away from our airport, or we just need to, yeah, find more jobs for the people coming over here and doing nothing. Passengers? Can we tell passengers to go up over here? No, they decide on their own. Fair enough, fair enough. Go ahead. Start accepting passengers over here again. And with that done, folks, the end of the line for today's session. I hope you had a good time. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a massive difference in how I approach content on the channel, what I do more or less of, how I go about doing it. Again, I mentioned at the beginning, I'll mention it again because it is really that important in deciding what happens on the channel. It also gives us an extra, couple of seconds to take a look at this glorious shot. What are the chances that we pause at this exact moment where this plane will be in our outro shot? And this is always the angle I chase after too. It's not like I hunted it down. This is always the angle I try to end the session on. So serendipity, folks. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big ol' thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, das vidanya.